Can you give them like top 3, 4 things that they should do? Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. And that's Tony.
Tony.
Oh. I forgot all about that part, man. I'm over here listening to y'all and whatnot. I forgot all about that part.
I know we're mesmerizing. We get it. Yeah. So let's
you want to go with it or you want to do it again?
No, let's go with it. Come on.
Right. So what's going on, Tone? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man, nothing much, just doing my thing, man. Training and working for the VA, doing my little jobby job, Same old, nothing new over this side. What's good with y'all?
He's supporting some vets, right?
Yeah, the ones who want to listen.
Maybe you found two right here.
That's good, though. That's good. That's good you say that. Now, can you expound on that?
Yeah, like when veterans ask me things about their claims, and I tell them, and then they be like, well, my VSO said this, and I'm like, where's your VSO at? He works for the DAV. I'm like, but I work for the VA. I do this every day. Why would you listen to him when I'm giving you information straight from the horse's mouth? And then usually I just cut him off after that because I'm not finna go back and forth with with a guy who don't even work at the VA. So, but I understand a lot of veterans. They don't understand how this process works, man. Especially a lot of our older veterans, they don't understand the process. So, I can see how they get caught up between different sources of information.
Okay. So, at what point do you just cut it off? Cut the swing load on that.
Usually when I tell them something and they say, I tell them to do something, and they'll come back and say, well, this person told me this. I'll be like, well, do what that person told you to do.
Got it.
And that's it. And then I just go on about my day.
And then these are people who know where you work and what you do.
Correct.
Wow. Can you talk about that? I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. If somebody,
I could talk about the basics as far as the basic things as far as what veterans, especially veterans who've been out over a year. A lot of veterans who've been out longer than a year, they don't understand how the process works. So the first thing is veterans who've been out over a year. So say you and Jim, for example, you want to file a claim, right? The first thing you have to do is make sure wherever you are claiming. Now, this is if you have not filed a claim ever. First thing you need to do is to make sure whatever you're claiming is in your military medical records. Okay? Because you can't be service connected if it didn't happen in the service.
Right.
And the reason I say it like that is because I said that to people numerous times. Once you find that in your medical records, then you have to get a current diagnosis. So say you injured your knee. Say you was airborne and you injured your knee while you was in the military. You get out the Army, right? But you never go see a doctor. You've been out of the military 20 years. You've never been to a doctor. Then guess what? The VA, and you file a claim, the VA is looking at it like, well, it don't hurt. You ain't been to a doctor since you've been out. So,
hey, I'm laughing, but it's not funny, but it's just funny the way he puts it.
I try to explain it like to I don't want to say the dumbest level, but I try to make it real simple.
Yeah.
If it did, like I say, with service connection, I'd be like, that's why it's called service connection. It had to happen while you was in the service. So then, once you find it in your military medical records, then, you got to go see your doctor, which you should have already been doing, then you get that information from your doctor, and you send that in with your military medical records. Then it comes to me, and then I can process the claim. And the reason, let me add on, at my job, we have this thing called duty to assist. So even if you don't send no evidence in, so say you and Jim file a claim for your knee, and that's all you did, just sitting in the 526, you didn't do nothing else. At the VA, we have a thing called duty to assist. So I have to actually go look, I have to pull your records for you. So I'll pull your records. If you've been going to the VA, I'll pull your VA records. I'll pull your any military medical records you have. I'm gonna pull those. And
okay. And then you're answering you're answering a whole lot of my follow-up questions. So go ahead, just keep going.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, because we got this thing called duty to assist. So even if you don't send nothing in, we still have to pull all your records, and we have to go through your records. So I got to go through there looking for any type of knee injury. Did you go to sick call? Was you airborne? Because if you're airborne, we grant you the exam and stuff like that. So, I mean, the process is not difficult. It's just nobody tells the veterans how the process goes. Even when you're getting out, even nowadays, when you're getting out, they don't explain the process to you. They just say, hey, file this so we can send it off. So the veteran doesn't even know what's going on. They just know, hey, I filed this. I got a letter from the VA said go to this exam. Let me go to the exam, and so. But what I do say is this: the reason I tell veterans to do their own leg work is because it makes your claim process faster. So if you send me, a lot of old veterans have their military records, right? If you upload into e-benefits something saying, hey, I injured my knee, I went to sick call numerous times for my knee while I was in the military, if you pull that and you upload that, and then you got your own records from your private doctor that you've been seeing since you've been out, and you upload that, guess what? When I get your claim and I see that, I already know, okay, let me go and grant him the exam right now, because now I have the in-service and I have the current diagnosis, instead of me having to hunt. And sometimes the chance you take is, sometimes some of these veterans got military medical records 200, 300, 400, 500 pages, and you take a chance of a VSR missing something, especially if it's not a numerous time thing you've been going to the sick call. If it's say you only went like 5 times in 20 years, but you got all this other stuff in there, you're taking a chance of the VSR missing something and not granting you the exam. You know what I'm saying? Then you see a lot of veterans get frustrated.
When you say VSR, what do you mean?
Oh, veteran service representative. My job.
Okay. Yep.
That's what I do.
I just wanted that thrown out there.
Oh, okay. Veteran service
I know.
I didn't know. I know VSO, but I don't know. Because I've been my share of those. And that's what I was going to bring up too is, I'm hearing a lot of like the veterans, but I'm going to tell you from my perspective is I got thrown through a lot of loops, whether it's the VA themselves or the veteran service that you hire, because those are, like you said, they're outside guys, and most of them don't care. I got an appeal that's been in for 10 years, okay? 10 years, and I was told that if I move to a different place and I move it, that slows the process down. But then the guy who was my service officer, or whatever he wasn't doing anything. For the last 7 years, he did nothing for it. So that caused a lot of headache. And speaking of headaches, this is another thing I was going to say is that a lot of soldiers that go in and airmen and servicemen, whatever they call them, their branches, they don't even go to sick call half time for the stuff. So it's not in their records. And then when they get out, they're like trying to find some record of it. But even that sometimes doesn't matter. I want to throw an example on you later, but I'm talking too much now. I want to throw something at you that I experienced, and then maybe you can tell me what went wrong there.
Go ahead, throw it.
Well, okay.
Go ahead, Mike. You got a question? Go ahead. No,
my bad.
No. I want to keep it because we might have a whole lot of vets watch this show either tomorrow or next month, whatever. And when you say you'll pull their military medical records, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that something they can do? And if so, can you tell us how they can do that?
Yeah, you can pull your own records. All you gotta do is call a VA and request them.
Now, are they gonna give you the VA? Like if you've never been to the VA?
No,
Right?
call the 1-800 number. You know the 1-800 number you got when you call checking on your claim.
Yeah.
Call up there and request your medical records. We'll send them to you.
Oh, okay.
Or before you get out, like I did, I just went to Darnell, the main hospital, and you can fill out the paper and request your record. Then they give it to you. They send it to you on a disc. Well, that was 2017. Who knows how they do it now?
Wow.
The microfiche.
Yeah,
the microfiche. Yeah,
they send it to you on a disc. That way you can upload it into your computer. So you can either request it through the VA or you can go to the last hospital of your last duty station, request it through them. But I would
wait a minute. So if my last duty station was Fort Hood, I can just walk in there and say, I want a copy of my medical record.
Yeah, go to the record. I don't know how long they hold them records.
Right.
Because ultimately your records get sent to NPRC in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long Fort Hood hold them. But I mean, if you got out in the past, if you're getting out next year, this year, last year, you should be able to go up there and request your records.
Right.
And then you get them, and then you upload them in your computer, and then you just sit down, just go through your records, see what's in there, you know. But if you are less than a year, then we don't need your military medical records. So that's why it's important that's why the VA started. Now we have this thing called a BDD claim, and it's when you are within no later than 90 days, no more than 180 days out from your ETS date or retirement date, you can file your claim while you're still in the Army. We'll process your claim. Now you're not going to get paid for your claim until you're an actual veteran, but all the legwork and all the stuff by the time the goal is by the time you get out, all your stuff is done. Because the VA understood that a lot of soldiers was getting out and some of them don't have jobs to go to. So some veterans kind of depend on that disability. So the whole goal is to make sure the veteran is taken care of while they still in. And then when you get out, your check will hit. Your claim is already done. When you get out and we get your DD-214, you can either send it to us or you can wait for us to get it. Boom, then your claim starts. So you'll end up getting paid at the end of that month.
Okay.
So the VA does try to assist veterans because they understand now that some veterans just don't understand how the process goes. Some veterans not told nothing. They just get out, especially like I said, it's mainly the older veterans like Vietnam vets and stuff like that. The current soldiers who getting out now, they kind of hip to the game because, now like on Hood, you got the on the Copeland Center, you got all those VSOs. So when you clear for Hood, when you go through Soldier for Life, you actually have to go. That's on your clearing papers now. You have to actually go see the VSO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying because even with me, everything was all trial and error, do on your own. And we used to make fun of it because I used to always say the VA, like the VA hospital, they couldn't put together a 4-piece puzzle. And that's what I got my experience because when I was on deployment, I got pulled off deployments because I was getting these headaches. I got literally a line of duty, which I thought was the strongest evidence you can have ever. And then when I filed for them, they denied them. And I think from what I understood is they denied them because headaches were not the problem. It was a symptom of a problem.
So migraines.
Well, they weren't migraines. That's the problem. They went to check my vision, my teeth. They couldn't narrow it down to migraines. So it took almost 6-7 years before they found out I've got arthritis in my neck and that was causing the tension headaches, whatever. But they still, to this day, I had to request them to give me a diagnosis to represent that, and I still haven't filed that, reappealed that or anything, because I'm still told the headaches aren't a thing, and I didn't know where to go with it. But I couldn't do anything because my VSO was in Colorado, and he had my files, so I couldn't even get a new one. So for 7-10 years, I've been sitting here like, what am I supposed to do? And those headaches were like a predominant problem. Like, I'm connected right now, but that was a huge thing, and I wasn't even getting any credit for that.
Or you can go see. Well, one thing is, see, I work for VBA, so I don't know what they do in the VHA, the hospital. I don't know what they do over there.
Right.
We told
you don't have to put puzzles together.
We separate. So, but yeah, like you were saying, man, you know, one, like I tell my friend, don't ever file an appeal, ever. Appeals take 5 to 10 years. It's so many appeals. It's so you never file an appeal. I just tell people don't do it. You just file a reopen. Well, now it's called a supplemental claim, higher level review, 0. And this is only if you've already been denied. If you've already been denied, you can file a VA form 210995. But you got to submit new evidence, and that's what this. What I'm gonna tell you something. This is what a lot of veterans mess up at. When they file a claim, when they get their when they get the results, instead of reading why they were denied, the only thing they look at is the percentage they got. So we send them all these letters. They only look at one thing. They rip the envelope open. Look, I'm at 40%. But they don't sit there and read, because they'll tell you why you were denied. And then what you need to do is, so prime example, you was denied, say you're denied PTSD combat because whatever you said was caused your PTSD. We can't prove it. Whatever incident it was. So what you need to do is say, you know what, let me go find paperwork or anything that's anything I got that says this incident happened, then resubmit that. Or they'll say, you filing for your knee, we denied you because it didn't happen in service. That's what we'll say. It didn't happen in service. What you need to do is go look in your military medical records and say, here it goes right here, it did happen in service. And then you reopen, well, that's the old term. You reopen the claim with a 0995, and you submit that with a 0995. Boom. See, that's how you do it. But veterans, a lot of them, they don't want to read it. They don't want to read the narrative from the rater, because the rater will tell you why you were denied. And one more thing, I got to add. The rater don't dictate your rating. Okay, the rater reads what the doctor says. The doctor you go see is the one who says, okay, Mike is fucked up. His knee is fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's definitely 100%.
It comes to the rater, and the rater says, okay, the doctor said he's fucked up, and the rater has they got a chart that says, okay, if Mike knee is fucked up this bad, you get this. If you fucked up this bad, you get this. So the rater's the one. The rater don't sit there and say, you know what, I just want to get this guy 10% because I'm a rater and I can do it. That's not how it works. That's why, like, when I've been in, that's why I'm no longer in, like, veteran groups, because they'll talk shit about the VA and blame it on the rater, and I'll be like, it's not the rater. The doctor said you wasn't fucked up. Or when veterans file for increases, the doctor said you was fine. You got better. The VA didn't say you got better.
Right.
You know,
and I've seen both. I've seen both of those doctors. I've seen the one on the behalf of the VA and the one that is on behalf of the soldier. I've seen both. I've seen them both operate. And I mean, some are trying to find.
It does depend on what doctor you go to, because you know, some doctors they understand. Like, you don't got to tell them a lot. Like when you go on, say you're going in for a PTSD exam. When that doctor, when he look at your records and he see you've been deployed, some doctors understand, okay, this guy has been in combat for real. You know what I'm saying? But then you do have some doctors who be like, well, hey, I don't think this guy has PTSD. But there are certain questions that the doctor's going to ask you that helps him along with his decision. But usually when you got combat tours, you usually get granted PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Now, the percentage can vary because he got other questions. But, some veterans, they don't understand that, man. They get upset. It's like, hey, ain't nothing I can do for you, man.
Yeah, I do get a little upset sometimes at certain things that should be for granted. Like, for example, I've had acid reflux. I didn't even know how you get acid reflux till I learned that you get it from eating fast. And I'm sitting here like, well, duh. Like that was military life. Like, how does the military not automatically assume that should be tied to?
Well, you got to remember the VA don't got nothing to do with the military. It's not military. When you say military, you thinking Army, Navy, Air Force. It's not the same thing. The VA, we are our own entity. You know what I'm saying? So we don't. If the Army tell us to eat fast, that's the Army. But the VA hospital, the VA hospital only goes by medical things. So the doctor not gonna say, you know what, the diagnosis is acid reflux because you ate too fast. That's not how it works at the VA hospital. The doctor's gonna say, you got acid reflux. Let's see why you got it. And it's just like if you just going in there, like if you just going to sick call, they're going to go through their whole routine, check your blood pressure. They're going to go through the whole routine and give you the medical opinion on that. Not you eating fast is not a medical opinion. That's not going to ride.
Right. I guess my question is that it almost seems like it's common sense that they're related. And maybe they're not. Maybe there's a chance they're not. But I mean, you give the benefit of the doubt, like you were just talking about the PTSD stuff. You've been in combat, so when somebody's got acid reflux, I mean, what do you think? They spent their entire childhood just, and then they joined the military and, nothing happened there. So I just feel like certain things should be kind of implied. I mean, if that's the style they teach you.
Well, it can't really be like that because, I mean, you even got like cats who've been to like our Vietnam veterans. They all got the Vietnam service medal, but that doesn't mean you was in Vietnam. You see what I'm saying? So we just can't we just can't imply everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, back to your point, like acid reflux, you got to go to the doctor. The doctor got to say, hey, this acid reflux is due to something that happens to you in the military. Or if you already had it in your medical records.
Well, so that's my question or my concern is that like a lot of these things like acid reflux, like there's no way in my duty, my service, I would have ever noticed that.
You know what I mean? So you would have went to sick call. And you wouldn't have went to sick call for acid reflux. You probably would have went to sick call because you'd be like, you know what? I don't feel good. I'm vomiting in my mouth or something like that. And you would have went to sick call for that. And then fast forward, you look at your medical records, you want to claim that. You say, hey, I went to the doctor. I went to sick call. They said I had acid reflux. I went to, or you got some people, they still got like not the sick call slip. But, the paperwork that the actual doctors and them fill out when they're in there with all the lines and stuff, and they got your name at the bottom in the bottom left corner. That's what we see on your military medical records when you went. So we'll see. They do their little SOAP thing. We read it, and it'll say, soldier came in because he had throat problems. He had stomach problems, vomiting in the mouth. You see what I'm saying? But
yeah, go ahead.
That's why I said it's easier for veterans to get their own records and go through their own records because a VSR could be going through and miss that. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't even get the exam. But see, guess what? You could say, you know what? Back in 95, I went to sick call for this. Let me go through my records back in 95. Here it go. Let me highlight it. Boom. I'm going to upload it. And let me submit it with my claim. Boom. Now the VSR don't even got to look. It's right there. Boom.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And then as a VSR, if we have any issues, because guess what? The VSR, I'm not a medical person. So I had to look up something today. I forgot what it was, but the veteran put it down. I didn't know what it was. I had to Google it. But I'm not a medical person. So that's why I'll see something. I'll defer to a rater. I'll be like, hey, what does this mean? They'll say, this is what it means. Got it. Then I look for the other evidence, yay or nay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I always just fear that I didn't go to the sick call because obviously I don't know about Mike. Mike might have been living in sick call. What do they call you, sick call ranger? But most of us were the suck it up and drive on guys. You know, if you ain't broken, you ain't bleeding, you don't need to be going anywhere. You know, I played some sports in the military, so I was kind of banging stuff up all the time for them. So it was more often I would go for something, but I didn't just go for anything. And I think that's where a lot of experience, especially with the older veterans, they just didn't go to sick call. They just dealt with it. And that's why I think a lot of them now are suffering from a lot of stuff that they can't even, you know, there's no documentation.
Hey, it is what it is, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not the VA's fault. That's the Army's fault.
No, you're right.
Because the Army encouraged that. Oh, you going to sick call? No, that's Army encouraging that.
Yeah.
When I was injured, I went to sick call. When I was sick, I went to sick call. I didn't care.
Right.
And this me with zero knowledge of the VA. I would just take care of myself because I knew at the end of the day, whenever I got out of the Army, I probably still have to work, function as a father, function as a husband. I want to make sure that I'm squared away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of veterans get caught up in that. They get caught up in that hoo nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, we got tons. You see some of these sergeant majors, man, be on that hoo nonsense. Guess what? They don't want to go to sick call. They wait 2 and 3 years to file a claim. Boom. SOL.
Yeah, and the pressure was higher when you got up in the ranks too.
Right. So what I'm getting from this is whether you're getting ready to get out, you recently got out, like within the last year, or you've been out 15, 20 years or whatever, first and foremost, get your military medical records.
Right. Now,
got it.
If you've been out less than a year, we don't need those records. You just feel it, you just claim whatever, and we consider that as a veteran given a self-diagnosis. But once you pass that 1 year mark, now we need all this evidence.
So if a veteran who just got out within the past year does that, as you call it, a self-diagnosis, that doesn't mean all the claims are gonna be approved.
No, because you still, like, say for like PTSD, you still got to submit 0871.
Right.
You still got to submit that, you know, unless I look at your DD-214, I see you deployed, I see combat action badge, boom. I don't need none of that then.
Got it.
Like, the dude been in combat. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But less than a year, you will get the exams granted 99.9% of the time. Less than a year out. Once you pass a year RAD, then you have to have, it has to be in your medical records. We need a current diagnosis, or we need buddy statements. You know, we need all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you have to prove. The first thing you have to prove is that your disability happened while you was in the military.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's the first thing veterans got to understand. Did it happen while I was in the military? If the answer is yes, can you prove it? Which the proof comes from your military medical record.
You make me want to go back through my records, but that's like a full-time job.
It depends if you want that 100%.
Yeah,
there you go.
That 100%, I'll tell you, man, 100% a game changer, man. This game changer, it's almost like winning the lottery, man. You get that forever till you die. You get it forever. So no matter if you lose your job, your wife leave you, you still got that. Well, I think 100% now is $3,400. So you'll get that $3,400 a month. So one thing you'll know is that you'll have enough for rent, so you won't be homeless. You won't be homeless.
Depends where you live.
You paying $3,400 for rent. You got other problems.
Yeah. I don't think you can afford that light bill.
Hell no, you can be inside that nice house cold.
Cardboard boxes and furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's why I
excellent.
tell all my friends, man, 100% is a game changer, man, because like I said, a lot of soldiers get out of the military and be stuck like Chuck. A lot of them get out, don't know what the fuck they gonna do. When I say soldiers, I mean soldiers from first enlistment to 15 years. Get out and have no job. They hit you with that same line, I'm gonna go to school bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
I'm
gonna give you
saying?
a cheap plug. That's what we're here for. So come on here. We'll find you some purpose. We'll find you a way.
Yeah,
We'll even help you with your VA claims. Look at that.
do that bullshit. I'm gonna go to school. Okay, who paying? How you gonna eat? Well, I'm gonna live off the GI Bill. Okay, that GI Bill finna run out.
Yeah.
How
That's
you
right.
gonna live? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said 100% is a game changer because
Yeah. Hey, Tony, I got a question.
Yeah.
If we have some vets that watch this and they want to, they have some questions, how can they get answers, or if they want to talk to you specifically, what would you recommend?
Oh no, they gotta go. Oh no, they can't talk to me specifically. No.
Well, I was even going to ask that too, because you talked about the VSOs, but it sounds like
you're not finna be blowing up my phone. No, what I was saying about VSOs is a lot of your VSOs were prior VSR, right? Or prior Raiders. But what happens with the VA, we go by manual, but the manual is a living manual. Rules change all the time. You'd be surprised how fast shit change in the VA when it comes to claims. A lot of the VSOs are not updated on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they could miss out on something.
But you are recommending them, right? You're recommending that these soldiers hook up with VSOs and let them help them?
Yeah, use the VSOs. What I was saying was I hate when one of my friends asks me something and I tell them. And then they try to compare what I'm telling them with the VSO telling them. I'm saying, and I was just like, fool, I work. This is what I do. I do this work.
Right.
So how are you going to question me with anybody? You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a VSR, then that's different.
Right.
But don't question me with a VSO when this is what I do. I've been doing it for 3 years. You know. Well, wait, what's this? I've been doing this since 2017, going on 4 years now. So, I mean, but yeah, if you use the DAV, because some of them POAs, they be proactive like a mug, man. They'll be hitting up Raiders, they hit up VSRs, because some of them got access to our Outlook, and they'll send us emails. You know what I'm saying? So some of the POAs do be proactive. But
what was that Outlook address? I'm just kidding.
Won't get mine. But utilize them, man. Utilize them. But I encourage all veterans, you got to, read up on that stuff, man. Read up the manual that we go by is online. You know what I'm saying? It's online. Now you don't get the latest updates,
right,
and whatnot, but you get the gist of it. You'll get the gist to be able to file a claim, and know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's online. All I gotta do is Google it.
Cool.
M21-1. Just Google it. It'll pop up. You know what I'm saying? But the process. It's not difficult at all, man. It's not difficult. But what I will say, like the VA, now we going back and we helping out our veterans, man. Like our Navy veterans who was actually on the ship in Vietnam, but they wasn't close enough to claim anything. So now the VA now switched it to where if you was within 12 nautical miles on a naval ship, you qualify under Agent Orange now. A lot of our veterans, the Army is easy because we was boots on ground. You know what I'm saying? We boots on ground, so you qualify for Agent Orange. But a lot of Navy veterans what's them ships? The ones who shoot the artillery? Not destroyers, is it? The one who shoot the artillery from the... Well, I'm asking y'all Army. But
yeah, that's it. Well, destroyers do shoot and destroy things.
But the ships who shoot and support the Marines with artillery from the sea, they not in those bays and harbors. They stay out there with a carrier.
Right.
And whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Or you like say you own a carrier. You know what I'm saying? Or say you was a CB. Sometimes the CBs who are Navy didn't know they're qualified for Agent Orange. You know what I'm saying? So the VA is they're trying to hook our veterans up now. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's real good.
Which one of y'all is burying bodies in your backyard there?
What's up?
All that clanking there. Somebody's burying
That's
some
my son.
bodies.
He's about to wash some dishes. I just told him.
Ah.
I just told him to stop for a hot second.
Yeah, we almost get ready to close it out anyway. Is there so if we could recap your advice to give to anybody watching this, can you give them like top 3-4 things that they should do?
One, the number one thing, request your military medical records because you can't claim nothing without them if you've been out longer than a year. Second thing, go through your records and see what you was injured or why you went to sick call for. Next, are you still being seen for those injuries? If so, collect your evidence from that doctor, you know, because usually if you just ask the doctor, can I get a copy of my visit, they'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Your claim goes faster when you do the leg work. You see what I'm saying? When you do the leg work, your claim goes faster, and you as the veteran knows what you submitted. You know what I'm saying? And that, like I said, that go back to my point about the knee. If you've been in the Army 20 years and you've tried to claim your knee, and you've been to sick call numerous times, the VSR had to go through all those records looking for your knee. When you went, where did that injury happen? So we got to look for it. It's easier for you just to submit it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And your claim go this fast, man, because when I pull up your claim, when it's in my queue, I open it up and it says, Jim, knee injury. I look, going through documents, I see that the veteran submitted along with the 526. Guess what? It's going to be called, probably labeled correspondence. I'm going to say, wow, here's the military medical record saying that he went to call. See, I'm trying not to use VA words because I know people not going to understand it. Here's his sick call slip, for example, that he went to sick call for the knee. Oh, guess what? Here is a current diagnosis from his current doctor saying he's been coming to see me since he's been out about the knee. Now I can just it'll take me like 15 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I got this. Greg it down. And another thing, we don't dictate where you go to see the doctor. I don't dictate that. It's automatic. The system does that. It'll tell me where to send you. And I'll be like, oh, send them to the VA hospital, or oh, send them to a private medical doctor. And let me give you a hint, man. Veterans, don't even try to use your own DBQ. That shit don't work no more. VA already caught up with that shit. So don't try to print off the DBQ from the internet and go take it to your homie and let him fill it out for you. Because all we're going to do is send you to our doctor.
What's the DBQ?
Oh, that's the form that the doctor fills out.
Okay.
I mean, you can Google DBQ and pop up, but
yeah, I didn't know what it was. So I just
yeah. So a lot of veterans, what happened was this one doctor, I think he was in Killeen. He was telling veterans he'll fill out the DBQ for like money, so the veteran can get service connected.
Oh,
but VA got hip to that. So now, even if you send in your own private DBQ, we're gonna look at it. If it's legit, we're gonna send you to our doctor. So your DBQ plays some part, but it won't play a part in your rating because we're gonna send you to our doctor. So your doctor really doesn't matter when it comes to filling out the DBQ. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Makes sense. All right. Anything else you want to add that's pressing, Mike? Or
no, we're good. Like I said, he answered a whole bunch of my follow-up questions, so we're good.
That was useful. So we can still go to our end of our show here, where we can either pull the pin on something. You can do a shout out. You can do a person of the week, whatever you want to do. This is your moment to change it up. We no longer make you complain about something.
Oh, no,
I'll go first.
I ain't got nothing, man. I'm good.
I got some.
All right.
What's up?
I want to say my person of the week is Tone. No, because that's what we're here for, right? To help vets, and he's playing an integral part in helping vets with their claims and getting their compensation well deserved. And there's some vital information he just gave, man. So I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries.
Well, I definitely second, anybody who's helping vets, because that's what we're trying to do. But just to show Mike how much of a cop-out that is, I'm going to make Mike the person, because Mike is the one that got Tone on to come talk about the vets. So, therefore, yeah, I have to make Mike mine.
Man, that's some bullshit.
Now, you know Mike, my homeboy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why, though. That's the burning question. But we can figure that out in another episode. So, Toad, thanks again for coming and helping out. We appreciate you.
No worries, man. Too easy.
And Mike, of course.
Yeah, that was some serious information, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So hopefully everybody out there appreciates it as well. We do enjoy that you come and watch this. Share this with your friends. Get these help these vets out some help, because I can't even speak English. That's how good this information is. I can't wait to check my medical records. But pass it along. Help some vets out. Get them on the show. Get them in here. We'll connect them with some information. Maybe you can't outlook Tone, but I know somebody who can. So
hey, I barely check when my supervisor came in.
Either way, hope to catch you next time. Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.